This one is, am I the astronaut for telling my sister she wasn't always the chosen one? Before my brothers and I were born, my mom had a child with an old boyfriend, Penny. Her boyfriend/Penny's bio dad didn't stick around. My mom then met my dad when Penny was 3 and they got married. My dad adopted Penny. My mom then went on to have me and my brothers with our dad. Growing up, Penny was always the apple of my dad's eye. He gave us all attention, but he always went out of his way to make it equal. Around the time she entered her teens, Penny would make the joke, Dad was stuck with you guys, but he chose me. Or refer to herself as the chosen one. My brothers and parents always thought it was hilarious. I thought it was obnoxious. If our brothers and I were ever discussing what traits we got or didn't get from Dad, Penny would break in with, I didn't get anything from him except his last name because I'm the chosen one. Now we're all adults and Penny still trots that out from time to time. Recently, it came up when my siblings and I were out with our partners for drinks. One of my brothers has a newish girlfriend, so she was not aware of Penny's story. Penny was telling it, shoving in that she's the chosen one. I admit I was a little drunk and I said, chosen by our dad. Well, you weren't chosen by your first dad, huh?
Oh
okay,
my
yep,
gosh.
yeah, that was shitty. Yep, that was a shitty thing to say. That was definitely shitty. Let me give you another dose of red flags here because, yep. Penny got a hurt look on her face. My brothers told me that was uncalled for. Even the new girlfriend was looking at me like I was a douche. I said this story is just getting old. We've all heard it, and it's a little ridiculous. My boyfriend ended up calling us an Uber and getting me out of there. Well, of course, word's gotten back to our parents, and they're pissed at me, saying I was rude. I said Penny was just being obnoxious. Am I the astronaut?
Yeah.
Top comments. JFC. Yeah, obviously. YTA. Penny's joke might be annoying, but it's obvious she's overcompensating because being abandoned would cause such big insecurity. Yep. If you had a legitimate issue, you could have discussed it privately, not drop a nuke in the middle of a family dinner. Two things can be true. I still think OP is the astronaut because it's clearly overcompensation, but it's kind of funny, I'm sure more so at different times than others. If anything is going to be said at that dinner, it would be something like, isn't that getting old? It's a bit jaded, but it's less hurtful and more honest about his feelings than saying the hurtful thing about her bio dad not choosing her. Like make a joke about how often she tells the story or something. It's still not that nice, but more honest about personal feelings and less hostile than the statement that was made. That was inappropriate even if they fought all the time. It's like a line you don't cross out of understanding how sore that point is. He clearly wasn't empathizing, that's for sure. All that being said, I can understand how annoying this must be, but there's better ways to handle it than being purposefully hurtful. I mean, look, you've heard it all. You said there was a newish girlfriend there. She didn't know the story. So you're like, we've heard it all. Yeah, no, not all of you have because there's someone brand new there. That's why she's telling the story. And I understand it may be old to you. And there are things, among siblings that I'm sure annoy each other about each other. Mm-hmm. But those are siblings. You don't go for the jugular.
What did OP mean by saying Penny was the apple of my dad's eye? Go back up. It was like Penny was the apple of my dad's eye.
Yeah. Would give attention to everybody, but would go above and beyond.
He gave us all attention, but he always went out of his way to make it equal.
Yeah.
So how is Penny the apple of the dad's eye if he gave everyone attention and went out of his way to make it equal?
I think
because Penny's not his bio child, so he shouldn't make it equal. That's the vibe that it's giving.
So OP views that as giving her extra attention because his bio children in OP's mind are worth more attention. So they took some attention away from them to make it equal with her, and OP resents that. At least OP, don't know about other siblings, but OP resents that.
That line bothers me. Like it to me, it says that OP believes Penny shouldn't have the same amount of attention because she is not biologically related to their dad. Like that's what I got from that sentence, and I don't like that. To me, says there's some deep rooted issues between OP and Penny.
Uh-huh. And there's a resentment there,
and it doesn't say if OP is male or female. We don't get that information, right?
Nope.
Okay, so we don't know if she's another sister. So if she's the only other girl, maybe there is some competition that is felt there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be. It could be.
Yeah. But you can't say that he favored her, but that he also made it equal, because that doesn't
he favored her by making it equal.
That doesn't work.
That's what she's saying. But
I mean, if that's what she's trying to say, then you're just an asshole, because you don't think that Penny should have the same attention, even though because she's adopted by your dad. Like that's what it's giving. And then now you're just pissed because she's saying that she's the chosen one. I do think she is compensating because she was not chosen by her bio dad, as annoying as it may be. it was not, this response from OP was not warranted. Like
Not at all.
that's you swung so hard into YTA that you knocked Penny out of it. Penny flew into NTA, and you just went all the way to Aspen.
I would agree with that. I mean, she's just carrying on a joke from when y'all were kids, right? If it was something that she started as an adult, I'd be maybe treating this differently. But she's carrying on a thing that you find annoying from when you were kids. Like, okay, I feel like it's deserving of this. So I'm going to do it because damn. Reverse the roles here. And if somebody said that to you, OP, like you would be crushed. And going there because you were annoyed about a lifelong joke is not a proportionate response at all, right? It was loaded. And I think you need to do some work and figure out why it was loaded and what it's loaded with.